Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I have some more Halloween products to show you. The first one is a 5x7 inch cover plate with ghosts. It's called Ghost Background. This one is also the same size. It's called Spiderweb Background, and I'm using a bunch of things that I had left over from the previous video. This one is from the trick or treat background, and I will use this sentiment on 2 cards. So I'm now selecting which colors I want to use for each of them, and to not waste any of these letters, I am going to use them as layers behind my main colors, so that I have dimensional sentiments, of course. So I'm just picking out what I want to use for each of them, and I think for one of the sentiments I have 2 extra layers, and for the other one 3 extra layers. So I'm kind of just selecting those, and now I'm going to glue everything together. And this is actually what I mentioned in the previous video, that this is something I don't do very well, layering up the letters. They are somehow always crooked. Now I'm creating a panel with double-sided tape on it, because I want to attach this to my ghost background so that I can do an easy inlay technique. So I'm using the black outlines for my background, and my little ghosts will be white. Of course, I wouldn't need to actually do inlay here. I could just attach this to a white panel, but I like the look better when there is, when I place back the paper. So I'm going to die cut this from white as well, and place them back here. But you see, it's really quick because I already have glue there, and using the eyes and mouths from the black die cuts, I'm just filling in every single shape, but I'm not going to waste my black ghosts either. I'm going to use those on my, I think it's gonna be the 3rd card, but anyway, one of the cards in this video. And now I'm gonna mention that Martina, my friend, who is helping me with projects, she created such a really cute card with this. She has rainbow colored ghosts on the card. You can see that on my website. It's so beautiful. It makes me so happy. Okay, so I added an extra layer of ghosts of the white cardstock. So you cannot see it from this angle, but in a person it makes a difference. And just to add color to this, I die cut the boo sentiment from different colors, and I'm actually backing them just so I have even more colors. So I'm adding a darker green to the B, and here to my O I'm adding a lighter orange, and the last O is also going to be, actually I used the spider web design here only, so not the jack-o'-lantern, because that would have been too busy. And also this helps with the busyness, let's say, because the ghosts are already busy. So now that I add this color, solid color behind the die cuts, it's gonna separate the sentiment from the background, so it's not as busy, if that makes sense. I know I'm not very great at explaining things. And then I place this in the middle, and then this card is done. And moving on to the next one. Actually, at this point, I did not really have an idea what I'm gonna do. I did know that I want to use this sentiment, And so I'm placing it in the middle, just, kind of, I did not go the way it is on the cover plate, just, I don't know, however it felt right and funky. And once I was happy with the arrangement, I glued everything down. And then I figured this would be perfect for my black ghosts. So I just took them here. First, I wanted to just add like a frame around it, almost like an oval frame, but then I didn't like that. So I actually filled up the corners as well. But first, I wanted to see what this looks like. So I glued down all my little ghosts, and yeah, for some reason, I don't know, I again, how do I explain this? It's like they are dancing around that sentiment, you know what I mean? That was my idea, but it just did not, I don't know, it did not translate the way I wanted it. So I'm just going to fill up the whole background. Plus, I think that's too much white for me, that I don't like so much white space on my projects. So I think that was the other reason why I felt like I really have to fill that up. Okay, so I'm gonna trim off the excess here and then start with the rest of the ghosts. Again, a simple card, but I like the fun of it. I like that it's colorful, but also, monochromatic. Sure, ghosts are not supposed to be black, but I don't know. I just don't feel, most of the time, I don't feel limited by color. So the only time I noticed that I just can't use a different color recently, I had to create a Santa, and I was gonna do it from black cardstock, but I just couldn't. I had to pull in red. So back to this project, you can see that I use all kinds of random pieces that I trimmed off earlier to fill up those little white spots as much as possible. And then I have a more organic pattern here on my background. Then I'm moving on to my next card, for which I'm using the Spiderweb background. And I actually die cut it twice so that there's a little bit of dimension. And I'm adding it to a white panel, and then on top of my card base. And I mean, this is gonna be, again, super simple. I had these jack-o'-lanterns left over from my previous video. I did not want to throw them away, so I figured I will try what they look like if I add them here at the bottom. I don't know if I like them, but I don't hate them. So, and I'm going to use the other trick or treat sentiment here to add more color. And by the way, I will have another video using the spiderweb background, but not as a spiderweb. This is exactly how I imagined this die. I wanted to make sure that you can use it all year round. You don't necessarily have to use it for spiderweb. On the other projects, I used it kind of like a mosaic background, and I really love how that looks. Once I'm done with gluing down my sentiment, I only need to take care of my jack-o'-lanterns at the bottom. To some of them I added, actually a variety of foam tapes. Some of them are thicker than the others, just so I have a bit more variation in thickness there. And then this card is also done. It's kind of like, using up my leftovers. Yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you check out the rest that's on the channel today so that you can see all the new products available in the shop today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.